Lily couldn't believe her ears. What is this stranger telling about her new husband? She cries. It's unbelievable. You're lying to me. He can't do this to me. It can't be true. Why Lily was shocked and why she married to an old man. A poor teenage girl is forced to marry a mysterious old man, only to uncover a haunting secret. He's been chasing time, love, and bloodline for decades. But before we start the video, let us know where you're watching this video. And if you like this story, don't forget to subscribe, Story Storer, and please share your thoughts about this story in comment section. Rain lashed against the windows of the old countryside mansion, the wind howling like a grieving spirit. The storm outside was nothing compared to the storm inside Lily Bennett's heart. Just 16, barefoot and drenched in her white wedding dress, she raced through the shadowed halls of Grayson Manor. Her breaths came in sharp gasps, each step echoing off the cold marble as she searched desperately for a phone, a window, any exit from this nightmare. Her soaked dress clung to her skin. Her veil had torn away long ago in the chaos. The mansion felt alive around her, ancient floorboards groaning, portraits watching with hollow eyes, and every hallway seeming to loop back on itself. She tried a doorknob. It was locked. Another, nailed shut. Panic clawed at her chest. Why were all the phones gone? Why were the staff suddenly missing? Then, creak, she froze. Behind her, a heavy door eased open on its own. In the doorway stood Elliot Grayson, her husband, 76 years old, silent, still, eyes fixed on her with something unreadable, something that didn't feel like anger or lust, but something older, colder. I didn't want this, Lily choked, backing away. You're lying to me. Everyone is lying. Her voice cracked, but he didn't flinch. His expression remained calm, almost sorrowful. You don't know the truth yet, Lily, he said softly, stepping forward, but you will. She turned and ran, heart pounding in her ears, but his words followed her like a shadow. You don't know the truth yet. What truth? Why had her parents agreed to this? Why had this stranger, this ancient man, chosen her? In the dark, another door creaked open on its own, and in that moment, as lightning lit up the hallway, Lily realized this wasn't a home. It was a cage, and she had just stepped into something far more terrifying than a forced marriage. She had stepped into a secret that had been waiting for her. 2 weeks earlier, Lily Bennett's world shattered with a single knock on the door. Her father, once the proud owner of a small but thriving auto shop, sat slumped in the living room as unfamiliar men in dark suits walked out. They'd taken everything: tools, land, dignity. Her mother's silence was heavier than any scream. That night, Lily overheard hushed voices behind the bedroom door. There's one way out, her mother whispered. He's offering to clear the debt, all of it. But he wants Lily. Lily's blood ran cold. They didn't say his name at first, just the man from Grayson Manor. When Lily begged them to say it was a joke, her mother simply said, "This is your duty now. You'll understand someday." "No, I won't," Lily shouted. "You're selling me." Her mother's eyes flashed, tired, hard. "We're surviving." The wedding was rushed. No music, no guests. Just the lawyer, the priest, and a contract she wasn't allowed to read. Elliot Grayson stood beside her in a tailored black suit, tall and pale with silver hair combed neatly back. His face was calm, unreadable, like a statue that had seen too much. He didn't smile. He didn't look at her until the vows were nearly over. "I do," he said in a voice smooth but cold. Lily's own lips trembled when she whispered her part. She felt like she was sinking, each word dragging her deeper into something she couldn't name. Afterward, Elliot offered her his arm. She refused. He didn't insist. Instead, he whispered, "You don't have to trust me now, just wait." As they drove to Grayson Manor, Lily stared out the window at the darkening trees, her hand gripping the edge of her seat. Her future was gone. Her dreams were ash, and in their place was a man with eyes full of secrets, and a house waiting like a locked box. Grayson Manor loomed like a memory no one wanted to remember. Tall, cold, and eerily silent. As Lily stepped inside, the heavy doors creaked shut behind her, sealing her fate with a finality that made her spine tighten. The entryway was grand but suffocating, the chandeliers covered in dust, the paintings faded with time. A draft whispered down the halls like a voice trying to speak. Rooms stretched endlessly in every direction, most locked, others leading to cold parlors or empty libraries. But what unsettled Lily most were the portraits. Dozens of them. And in almost every frame, a woman with soft curls, deep eyes, and a face almost identical to her own. When she asked Elliot who the woman was, he only said, "She was someone I loved, once." His tone was final, but the look in his eyes was anything but finished. Later, while wandering alone, Lily tried the east wing door. It didn't budge. From behind her, a maid appeared silently. "Don't open that door, miss," she said in a hushed tone. "Not unless you want to meet the ones who never left." "The ghosts?" Lily asked, trying to laugh it off. But the maid's expression didn't change. "Not the kind you're thinking of." That night, as Lily lay in her grand, unfamiliar bed, she couldn't sleep. Somewhere down the hall, a piano played a few soft, broken notes, though no one was supposed to be awake. Grayson Manor wasn't just old, it was watching and waiting. It started with a mirror. Lily was exploring an unused hallway when she found a narrow door, hidden behind a faded tapestry. Inside was a forgotten dressing room. Dusty, elegant, frozen in time. The mirror above the vanity was cracked, but it reflected her clearly. And yet, it didn't feel like her staring back. Drawn by a strange pull, she opened one of the drawers. It stuck for a moment, then gave way with a groan. Inside was a faded black and white photograph. The girl in the picture looked exactly like Lily. Same face, same eyes, same fragile features. On the back, in elegant handwriting, "Eleanor, 1953. My beloved." Lily's breath hitched. This couldn't be coincidence. The photo was at least 70 years old. How could someone look exactly like her? Shaken, she confronted Elliot during dinner. "Who was Eleanor?" she demanded. Elliot stiffened. For a moment, his fork hovered midair. Then he slowly set it down. "Some resemblances are not coincidences," he said softly. "But asking too early will only bring you pain." "Then tell me," she pressed. He stood abruptly, his chair scraping the floor. "You're not ready." He left her alone with the candlelight, the shadows flickering across his untouched plate. That night, Lily returned to the dressing room. She stared into the mirror again. This time, she swore, for just a second, the reflection didn't move when she did, and in that fleeting moment she felt it. She wasn't alone in this house. And maybe she never had been. Lily waited until the house slept. Then, candle in hand, she climbed to the attic, a creaking maze of forgotten trunks and dust-choked air. In the far corner, beneath a moth-eaten tarp, she found it. A weathered chest with a broken lock. Inside, bundles of letters tied in worn ribbon, all addressed to Margaret. The dates stretched across decades. She read one, then another. The early ones were filled with hope. Elliot's youthful handwriting pouring out love, promises, dreams. But as the years passed, the tone darkened. Loss crept in. Obsession replaced romance. One line froze her. If she ever returns, I'll give up everything. I'll give up even time. The final letter, written in a shaky hand, was the most chilling. She's come back. She looks like her, but is she her? Lily stared at the words, heart pounding, the photo, the mirror, the locked doors. None of this was about love or debt. It was about her. Someone was waiting for her before she was even born. And she had just stepped into their plan. It was just past dusk when Lily saw him, standing at the edge of the garden, half hidden in the hedges. A young man, no older than 20, watching her with wide, frantic eyes. "Who are you?" she called. He didn't answer, just ran. She chased him through the overgrown path, catching only a single word before he vanished into the trees. Don't trust him. That night, she confronted Elliot, but he dismissed it. There are always drifters around the estate, he said, people chasing ghosts. Later, Lily smelled smoke from the drawing room. She crept closer, heart pounding, and saw Elliot tossing an old leather journal into the fire. She waited until he left. Sifting through the ashes, she found a scorched page, barely intact. One line remained. The serum failed once. It won't again. The word serum sent a chill through her. What was he burning? What had failed? And who was that boy? Grayson Manor wasn't just holding on to the past. It was trying to rewrite it. And she might be the final chapter. That night, Elliot finally spoke of Eleanor. She was everything, he said, voice brittle, and she died too young? Lily listened, arms crossed. So you married me because I look like her? He didn't deny it. You remind me of the man I was when she was alive, and the man I'm still trying to be. The words didn't comfort her. Later, unable to sleep, Lily explored the manor's dusty study. She found photo albums, snapshots of Elliot through the years. But something was wrong. In every picture, spanning decades, he looked exactly the same. Not just similar, identical, same face, same eyes, as if time had forgotten him. The final photo chilled her. Elliot standing beside Eleanor smiling. Dated 1954, yet he looked no younger than he did now. She flipped the album closed, hands trembling. This wasn't just about grief. Something unnatural had happened here, something Elliot wasn't ready to confess. Time, Lily realized, should change people. But Elliot Grayson had somehow stepped outside of time, and now he was dragging her into the clockwork with him. The door was hidden behind a bookshelf in the library. Lily found it by accident when a volume on aging science jammed, and the entire shelf clicked backward. A narrow stairway led down into darkness. With only a candle, she descended, heart racing. The air grew colder, denser. Then she saw it. A sealed underground lab, untouched by time. Dust-covered vials lined metal shelves. Yellowed scientific journals lay scattered across a rusted workbench. Machines with broken lights stood like silent sentinels. One thick folder lay open, its label faded but legible. Project Time Lock. As she flipped through, Lily's breath caught. There were equations, body charts, chemical notes, but most shocking were old photos of Elliot, looking the same in every decade. Notes detailed experiments aimed at slowing cellular decay, manipulating DNA, obsessed with aging, grief, and loss. In the margins, pain cannot die, only wait. Then she saw a medical file with her name. Lily stumbled back. He'd been preparing for her long before she arrived. Elliot hadn't married her for companionship. He married her because she was the key. His last hope to fix what time refused to heal. And now he was ready to try again. Lily sat cross-legged on the cold lab floor, papers spread around her like puzzle pieces. The deeper she read, the more horrifying the truth became. This wasn't just about aging, it was about her. Buried in the research files were DNA charts, hers, Eleanor's, and a third person, Margaret. Notes connected them through generations. Lily wasn't just a look-alike. She was blood. A distant descendant of Eleanor's child, one no one ever knew existed. Elliot had tracked the bloodline for decades, waiting for someone with Eleanor's exact genetic markers. Lily was that match. Project Timelock wasn't only meant to slow aging, it was meant to rewind it, restore what was lost, rewrite death itself. And Elliot believed Lily's blood was the missing key to bring Eleanor back, or set him free from immortality. She was never a bride. She was a vessel, a blueprint, a final test. Lily felt sick. All this time she thought she'd escaped poverty into a cursed fairy tale, but she'd been chosen, years before she was born, by a man who had stopped time and refused to let the past stay buried. Now she had to decide whether to break the cycle or be consumed by it. Lily packed quietly, heart pounding. She had to leave before Elliot tried anything irreversible. But as she passed the greenhouse, someone stepped from the shadows. The boy from the garden. "I'm Michael," he said. "I was supposed to be you." He pulled back his sleeve, veins marked with chemical scars. "I was his first trial. The serum worked, halfway. I stopped aging, but my body didn't forget the pain." Lily stared, stunned. "Why didn't you run?" "I did, but no one escapes him forever." Michael leaned in. "You're not his wife. You're his experiment, and he's going to try again, with you." Later that night, Elliot found her in the study. He didn't yell, didn't beg. Instead, he whispered, "I never meant to hurt you, but I need to know if time can be undone." Lily looked into his tired eyes, so full of love, madness, and grief. And for the first time, she wasn't sure if she wanted to run or stay. Elliot found Lily standing at the manor gates, suitcase in hand, trembling under the moonlight. But he didn't stop her. Instead, he knelt. "I thought if I could stop time, I could stop pain," he said, voice cracking. "But all I did was stretch it. Forever." He handed her a worn leather journal. "Everything is in here. The truth, my sins, my regrets." Lily opened it. Page after page of love letters, failed formulas, and sorrow-filled entries. One line repeated again and again. "I thought I could bring her back. But all I did was lose myself." Tears slid down Elliot's face. "I created an antidote. It will end it, for me. I won't trap you in this." He placed a small vial in her hand. "You can leave, live a real life. Or you can stay, try to fix what I broke." Lily's chest tightened. For the first time, Elliot didn't look like a monster. He looked like a man who had been grieving for 70 years and was finally ready to let go. And now, the choice was hers. At dawn, Lily walked through the gates of Grayson Manor, the vial heavy in her pocket. Behind her, on the balcony, Elliot watched. No words, just a quiet smile and tears in his tired eyes. For once, he looked at peace. She didn't look back. Years passed. Lily rebuilt her life, far from the shadows of time and obsession. But she never told anyone the full truth, until her book, The Man Who Tried to Stop Time, it became a bestseller. People called it fantasy, but every word was real. Sometimes at sunrise she would stand by her window and look east, wondering if Elliot had finally taken the antidote, if he had finally let time catch him. And though she had walked away, a part of her still waited, curious, haunted, and silently hoping that he had found the ending he never gave himself, and that love somehow had found peace through time.